Good evening, Matlub. Did you find any problem in joining the classes? Okay. Since it is a first class, others are facing problems, so we are waiting for them. Fine. Fine. How are you and your better half? Yeah. Actually, if you could have passed, then it's good. Much better. Good evening, Sisir. Good evening. Is this time okay for you, Sisir? Yeah, I understood. So should we keep it 20 minutes late? Because anyhow we are keeping 8:30, we can keep at 8:50. We keep it at 8:45, okay? If others don't have an issue. If we keep at 8:45, if others don't have any issue, then I don't have any issue. So Sivendra is now in. Actually, I think there are 7 students. There are 2 students, Malay Singh and Susant Chaudhary. These 2 students will not be able to do the live class even at 8:45 also. So now we can't do anything. We cannot keep at 11 o'clock in the evening. So if they will be able to attend, it's okay. Otherwise, they will be doing the live recording class. Okay. So we are starting our discussion. Now, as you have already received the schedule of the classes, the schedule was made at 7:30. We are making it 8:45. Sivendra, if you click all, then it will be better. In the message box, maybe where you are typing the message, there is one button all. Yeah, not a problem. So what I am saying that I have given the schedule that we will be having the class at 7:30. But in a strategic level, the students who are generally doing the case study class, they are busy than me actually. Everybody is pretty busy and there are different countries involved also. So we keep the class at say late. So if there is any issue to anybody, then you can say. So we are keeping at every day whenever the schedule is there, 8:45 in the evening. Is there any issue with anybody? We will be keeping at 8:45 every day. No. Parminder and Sivendra, any issue? No. Okay. So we are keeping at 8:45 every day. Sisir, it is for you only. Just that since we can accommodate you, because there is no issue with others, so it's not a problem. Now, how we are going to divide our total 10 classes? In today's class, for 1.5 hours, first of all, we are discussing what the SEMA Institute require from all of you. What the SEMA Institute require from a strategic level student. what is the pass criteria, what are the ways by which we need to write the answers, what the institute is asking, that we are going through with 1.5 hour. Then we will be doing some discussion relating to FIJ, which is our pre-seen material. And in the next class, we will be completing the discussion relating to that FIJ, the industry, the company, their background, basic competitor analysis. We will be able to do that complete by the next class. Then in the third class, I will be giving you questions and answers both in the class. That is, there is no homework. I will be preparing the questions and the answers for the third class. We will discuss those questions and answers in the class. That is, you can see how they will be asking questions in the exam and how we need to write exactly relating to our material. Then from the fourth class till the seventh class, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. From the fourth class till the seventh class, before the class, around 1 or 2 days before the class, I will give you the mock paper. You will be writing the answers for that mock paper and then you will mail. And in the class, we will be reading everybody's answers. We will be analyzing where the student can improve, where you have written correct, which is portion which you need to improve. That we will be doing in all the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th class. And by that, there are many things we will be covering through the syllabus in the pre-seen material. At the same time, our competency to pass the exam in better way. When 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th class, you will be writing the answers. You are getting huge time, around 2 days, 3 days to write this answer. The objective of those answers is that you can open all your materials, P3, E3, F3. You can do Google search. You can refer whatever my notes I will be giving you. That everything you can refer. And then you will be mailing me before the class all your answers. Now, in the 8th and 9th class, you will not get the luxury of that 2 to 3 days to write the answer. Because in the exam, you need to write the answer in 3 hours only. So that practice we have to do. So in 8th and 9th class, you will be answering in 3 hours only. You will be feeling that you are sitting in the exam hall. And you need to answer in 3 hours. You need to understand the pain of writing everything in 3 hours. And in one class, maybe in 9th or 10th, whichever suits, we will be going with general queries. Whatever queries in all those classes, whatever you think that this can come, how you will write, we will be discussing that. That way we are going to cover, and it is more than enough to pass the exam unless and until there is some bad luck. Because generally for the last, you can say 3 to 4 terms, every time either the result is around, you can say 8 students. Sometime 5 are passing, sometime 6 are passing. This time we have, for the time being today, as on today we have total 7 students. So maybe out of 7, 4 will pass or 5 will pass. Maybe in every term, one of the student or anybody gets 77, 78, that is bad luck. But if we focus on every class and write the answers, because the problem is there in the exam, when you write the answers, you feel that they are not so easy. So that practice, if we don't do regularly, then we will find problem in writing proper answers, in giving words to our thinking. We will be able to understand everything in the class, we will be discussing at length, but if the student will not write the answers, then they will, because practice can help you to pass this exam, which we have realized not only in the operational management strategic, in all the case studies. Those students who don't write the answer, they cannot pass at all. Those students who are writing the answer, their probability of passing is very high. It's just a straight cut difference. Those who will not write the answer, 100% they cannot pass. Those who will write the answer, 95% is the probability they will clear. We all understand that we are working, so we are not having time, but that cannot be an excuse for you. You have to write, because you have to become a student for exam. And this exam is slightly bookish based, slightly practical oriented. It is interesting. So it will increase your thought process in life also. That is also a good experience in these classes. It is very interesting, not like the individual subject knowledge P3, E3, F3. The way of our study for coming, you can say 50 days, because today is 11th and the exam will be, I think, 23rd to 28th. The exam is from 23rd to 28th of May. 5 days the exam will be there. From today it is more than 50 days are left, and always, because the pre-seen material is released 4 days back. So you will be getting this much time only whenever you give exam for case study. There is not more than this time. So in this 50 days, we have to study with a strategy to pass this exam. What is that strategy? The 3 subjects notes F3, P3, E3 and the institute material is already given to you when you registered. You need to make a point that every day you will read some of the pages from E3 or P3 or F3. Make a target that you need to know in every subject what is the technical thing which is explained in the books, not word by word, line by line, paragraph, not like that. Basic understanding. Okay, this is our syllabus. And then the pre-seen material which is given to you, which is already released by the institute, you need to read regularly. At least 4 or 5 times you should read. So that you will be able to correlate that pre-seen material. You will be able to write the figures of those pre-seen material in the exam. The sentences which they have used, you can write them in the exam. Then it will be better write-up. We need to use the pre-seen material in entire our write-up in the exam. So that 2 things is a regular way of study for these coming 50 days. And at the same time, whatever homework will be given to you after 3 classes. So for first 3 classes, if you can focus more and more on the pre-seen material and the individual paper, it is good. Because after 3 classes, you will get the homework of writing the answers to the questions also. So that increase your burden. Since you are already working, you cannot take leave, and you should not be taking, because this exam is cannot be cleared by taking leave. If you regularly give a thought to this case study, then you will be able to clear. So first of all, we are studying today what the SEMA Institute is asking from you, what they expect from you in the exam to make you pass. This is the entire SEMA syllabus which you all know, and we are on the top level, that is strategic case study. Once we clear this, we get the CGMA and ACMA both. That is just 1 step is left. You can say it's a snake and ladder, you are at 98. So 99, you always know that it's a big snake which can take you straight away on 20. And if you clear, you are straight away on SEMA. So obviously you need to cover, you need to jump from 98 to 100. For that jump, we have the institute is asking certain competency level which we need to fulfill. Now one thing more, this case study is, this line is drawn after E3, P3 and F3. So if we don't clear, or if we don't know E3, P3, F3, it is very difficult to clear the case study exam. Maybe you can write on with your practical knowledge, but the justification which you will be giving for your write-up is not up to the mark. So knowledge of the 3 subjects is very essential for passing the case study exam. For that reason, this is prepared after E3, P3, F3. So even though maybe some of the students are getting exemptions, but the knowledge of E3, P3, F3 is essential. There is a case study examination at the end of each level that they are saying, we are straight away here, but there are students, today only there was a class at 3 o'clock. So they took that first class for OCS. Those students who are here, when they will reach here, actually they know everything in the SEMA curriculum. So that benefit they are getting, that the probability of their passing in the strategic case study is very high. I'm not saying that I'm not demeaning us, but the problem is that we have never studied anything, all of these things. And maybe suppose if we have studied E3, P3, F3, the focus which is required for the 3 subjects we have not given. So at least these 50 days we can give that focus. Because if we study those 3 subjects, basically it will cover all the entire syllabus. There is no syllabus for case study. It is just based on the pre-seen material which is already released. There is no book available in the market like that. While OTQs mainly test knowledge, case study test application and communication. That is objective type question. Those who have given, they are tested what is exactly written in the material. But for the case study, it is not that what is line by line written in the case study material. Case study exam will cover knowledge from all the three pillars. For that reason, it is drawn after all these three papers. So a student should be having knowledge of all the three papers. Then only he can clear the case study exam. This all thing is taken from the institute website only. They are freely available on the institute website. When we are appearing for the case study exam, in strategic level, our position in the company, we are the senior finance manager. In the management level, we are the finance manager. And in the operational level, we are the finance officer. You can understand the levels which you are in the exam when you are sitting for different case study exam. Now, what is these competencies which are written here? Just give me 5 minutes, I am explaining you. You can just see that all these 4 competencies which the institute is asking: technical, business, leadership, people skill. In the operational level, technical skill marks are maximum 64. Then business skill 16, people skill 14, and leadership 6%. In management level, it is 39% for technical skill. Others are increasing. But in strategic level, it is approximately equal for all the skills. What is that skill? I am just coming. Now, before going further, to explain the skills, I am taking one. There can be endless examples for explaining the knowledge of skills, which the SEMA will be testing in the exam. I am just taking a hypothetical example based on our pre-seen material only. Have you read the pre-seen material? Anybody? Have you gone through the pre-seen material? Good. So our company, that is Fitch, in which we are the senior finance manager, our company is dealing in soft drinks. They have business concentrated in one country, or our business is spread out in different countries. We have presence in one single country, or we have presence in different countries. In one country. In different country. How can you say that is a chance, or you have read anywhere that it is one country or different country? I mean to say it's a domestic company in Northland, or it's an MNCs. So how we see? Obviously, Sisir, every company will have head office in one country only. That doesn't mean that it's, I mean to say, not an MNC. Do we say like this? Where our products are sold? Only in Northland or in other countries also? We are not selling our product in any other country other than Northland. This is not the logic. Head office in Northland means that they have some operations outside. What operations? You are saying that, say, maybe some import of materials for manufacturing the soft drinks. That can be possible, but in that way we don't say it is an MNC. How we use the word MNC? Like a motor car company, Toyota or anybody, they have place of business at one particular location, but they have operations in the entire world. That is not the logic that it has a head office only in Northland, so it is not an MNC. That is not the logic. The logic is that whether we are selling our products in one country or in many countries. We are not selling our products in any other country. Generally, it is nowhere written. It is everywhere written that in the Northland, the industry is 12.3 billion. We are selling soft still drinks, carbonated drinks and all that. That is written. Generally, it is not written that we are selling our products in many countries, in different countries. Now, if we say that since the industry is going with different types of pressures, global pressure, competitor pressure, at the same time the government is not supporting the industry because soft drinks are not good for health. Most of the drinks, not all, most of the drinks are not good for health. They bring obesity, or you can say problems, so the government is not supporting. So the problem is that, and we have, our debt in 1 year has grown to 3 times. That is, whatever debt we had earlier, now in this year we have debt burden is around 3 times, or you can say interest burden is around 3 times. We say that when the interest burden on a company increases, that can be said as a financial risk. That is, we are not saying that the interest coverage ratio is low, but the interest burden in the company has grown to 3 times. Now, suppose it is said that the company wants to reduce the interest burden. The interest burden on the company needs to be reduced. And for that, company is thinking of funding through equity share, ordinary shares. That ordinary shares may involve a right issue or may involve a normal issue. The company wants to reduce the risk because of burden of debt, that is the higher interest burden. There is a case scenario they have given that in the recent year the company's interest cost has grown up to 3 times, which is not good for the industry. Already the company is facing problems from the competitors and government action, so the company wants to reduce the burden of debt. For that, the company wants to go for equity. How can we suggest that whether they should go for a rights issue or whether they should go for a normal issue, whether they should issue the shares in the market or not? That they are asking from us. That is a scenario given relating to funding. Now, we need to help the board of directors what the company should do. First of all, the question arises is that if we go for rights issue or if we go for a normal issue, what are the situations when we go for a normal issue, or what are the situations when we go for a rights issue? Generally, we say that when we go for rights issue, the chance of being subscribed by the shareholders are more, because the company is issuing rights shares at less than the market price. The company is issuing shares at a discount price. So the existing shareholders will be interested. But they will only be interested if they are already getting proper return from the company. What return the shareholders get? Either dividend or the increase in share price. So if they are satisfied with the return which the company is already giving them, and if the company will issue rights shares, then the shareholder will subscribe. If they are not satisfied and the company will go for rights issue, they will not subscribe. Or the company need to issue the rights shares at a huge discounted price. then only the existing shareholder will subscribe. If we cannot issue rights shares because of any reason that the existing shareholder had denied and all that, when we go for public issue, whether the public will take shares, the public, that is outside shareholder, the disadvantage is that existing shareholders control in the company will reduce. The ownership control, the owner's control in the company will reduce. And the second thing is that when we are issuing new shares in the market, whether it's rights or the new shares, that will increase the number of shares. If we don't able to generate proper earnings, earnings per share will go down. That will have adverse effect on the profitability of the money, on the earnings per share of the company. And that will have adverse effect on the price of the shares of the company. So, what I mean to say that when they are explaining about a financial risk and they are asking suggestion from us, whether we should go for convertible debt or for equity or for rights issue or normal issue, we need to have a prior knowledge. We need to have knowledge that what are the situations where equity should be raised, that is financing through equity. What are the situations when fund should be raised through debt? What are the benefit through debt? What are the disadvantage of raising money through debt? That knowledge is called a technical knowledge. That is written in the book. But whether how that can be applied for Fitch, that is called business skill. Whatever knowledge we have from the book that this is the features or situations when the equity should be raised, this is the features or situations when the funds should be raised through debt, that is bookish knowledge, technical knowledge. But whether how it can be applied for Fitch in the given situation, that becomes business skill. If we are going for any issue, we need to talk to lead managers, we need to discuss with board of directors, we need to deal with brokers, so we need to communicate with different parties, we need to have a good relationship with them so that it can help us to raise funds in the proper direction. That is called people skill or communication skill. And when we have decided that we will go for equity or for debt, who will be doing what? What should be the first step? How we are going to do this? What is the time frame in that? Who will be doing what? That decision making or implementing the actual work is called leadership. Because whenever we go for any lucrative job at a higher post level, generally these two are normal requirement in any job: excellent communication skill, and the person selected should have a leadership quality. We say in general language, leader means under you there will be so many persons working and you need to lead from the front. You need to show them the path, how they can work, what they should be working. That is called leader. Communication, whether with your colleagues or your staff or your top manager, board of directors, you need to communicate regularly with outsiders, with suppliers. That communication skill is required. Business, whatever we are studying in the books, how can we apply in the given situation? That is called business skill. But if we don't have technical knowledge, कि क्या चीज सही है and what is wrong, if technical knowledge is absent, how can we justify that in this business situation this should be done? We say that in practical life, not only in the case study. Any person who want to grow should have all the knowledge of all the four skills. So every question in strategic level, even in operational management level also, includes all the four skills in one question. You need to have technically strong knowledge of what you have read in the books. You need to apply that knowledge in the given scenario which they are asking. How can you implement that? While application of that, you need to deal with different types of people. May not be an accountant, may be of different domain, but you need to deal with that. You need to deal with the staff, general laborers, everybody. That communication is required. And whatever is decided, we need to implement. That is stakeholder analysis. We need to implement. We need to lead from the front. Nobody is going to tell you that you should be doing this because you are the leader. You need to decide what should be done first, second, who will be doing what, in what frame of mind, in what time, in what cost. That you will lead from the front. That is called leadership quality. So whether any question we discuss, they are asking that the student should be presenting all these skills. If he is not able to present any skill, he cannot pass. Because all the skills are equally marked. Now just now we said that the marks for each skill is around, I said 25% each. So suppose the paper is of 100 marks paper. In 100 marks, 25 marks each for technical skill, 25 marks each for business skill, 25 marks each for communication people skill, and 25 marks each for leadership skill. The total paper is divided into 4 parts, all the 4 skills, and you need to score out of 153. Out of 153 to pass the exam. Out of 153 to pass the exam, we need to score at least 53. Now suppose I am very strong technically and I am very strong business skill. So I got in these 2 things full marks, 50 marks. And here in these 2 things, communication and leadership, I got 3 marks. So it becomes total 53. Even though I cannot pass. Because in each skill, I need to score at least 1/3. So I can say that it is around 8.33 in all the skills, minimum requirement. So if somebody score in all the first 3 skills 60, but in the last one leadership only 1 mark, he cannot pass. Even though he is scoring 61, which is greater than 53, but he cannot pass. So there are 2 criteria to pass. First is the total score is greater than 53%, and the second is in each individual skill, your marks should be at least 1/3. That is the threshold requirement. A student can fail even by scoring 60-70%, not scoring 1/3 in any criteria, or maybe suppose everywhere a student is scoring 1/3. So out of total 100, he will score 1/3, 33 only, whereas the pass marks is 53. So scoring less than 53 is also a fail, and scoring in any skill less than 1/3 is also a fail. To pass, both the conditions should be fulfilled. Now when we are saying that whatever question we will get in the exam, if we are properly writing the answer, all the skills will automatically be covered. We don't have to bother that whether we have covered this skill or not. Because whenever any question will arise, and suppose we start discussing in the class, which skill is covered here. We discuss that these skills are covered. Then it is always a confusion in our class that Sisir will say, sir, technical skill is this much marks. Parminder will say, people is this much marks. I will say something else. We cannot come to a conclusion because that is a debatable point. But when the question paper is designed, the examiner beforehand decide that in which question what are the marks for which skill, and what the student need to write under that, then he will be given marks. There is no one answer for any question. There can be many answers for any single question. Whatever answer they have written, they are saying that this is not the only answer. Whenever they have analyzed the student answer, they are saying that that is not the only answer. Because there is nothing here wrong or right. A proper direction, answers are written, you will get marks. So I generally say in the class, which you will realize with our further discussion, we don't have to bother that which question involves how much portion of different skills. If we are writing what is asked, we are automatically covering all the skills. We don't have to bother. Now, when we will be giving exam, the examiner, say I am the examiner, I am checking Sisir copy. So I have been given instruction that in this question, this is technical marks, this is business skill marks. I am following that instruction. And suppose I have given to Sisir 60 marks out of 100. But when the result will be announced to Sisir, he will get 90. Because 60 in 100, but the marks given to the student out of 150. The examiner are checking the copy considering that it is of 100 marks. But the student are given the result on the basis of 150. So if Sisir is getting 60 out of 100, so when result is announced to Sisir, the result will be 90. Whatever you score in 100, you will be given marks in 150, that is 1.5 times. And in 150, we need to score 80. Weighted average. 80 means what? In all the skills, it should not be less than 1/3. And in total, combining all the 4 skills, it should be 80 in 150, which is actually 53% around. For that reason, I was saying 53 in 100. There is one more catch here. On the basis of the pre-seen material, there are 5 sets of papers. On the basis of the pre-seen material Fitch, there are 5 sets of papers. Those 5 sets of papers are called variant 1, variant 2, variant 3, variant 4, variant 5. Variant 1 to variant 5, there are 5 sets of papers. Now, every set of paper is based on the same pre-seen material Fitch. But all variants are not of the same level. Some of the variant are more difficult. Some of the variant are easier. Or some variant is mediocre. Suppose Sisir is giving exam on 23rd. He got the most difficult variant. Parminder is giving exam on 24th. He got the most easiest variant. There is no benefit to Parminder, no loss to Sisir. Because in a difficult variant, Sisir need to score less than 53. Say suppose 45. And in a difficult variant, Parminder need to score 60. Then only it will be treated as 53. For a difficult variant, whatever marks you will get, it will be multiplied by 110, 120%. For an easy variant, whatever marks you will get, it will be multiplied by 90%, 85%. Who will decide that? The examiner jury. And that is decided before any one single paper is checked. So whatever marks you obtain, they are multiplied by that weight, and then the weighted average score should be 80 out of 150. So we should not say that it is 53%. For a different variant, it is different. We can say that it is ranging around 45 to 60%. The pass marks can be even 45% or it can be even 60%. That the examiner decide before any single paper is checked. That is called SEMA exam competency and framework. So when the student is announced results, they are announced in which skill how they have performed. They are given 3 types of grade. Moderate, fail, super. Moderate means greater than 1/3, less than 2/3. Super means greater than 2/3. I am saying many complexity. All the things actually, life is complex if you say. And complexity is increasing day by day. So if you say that so much complexity, that all the complexity is decided beforehand. There is no partiality with any student. Everything is decided beforehand, then the checking of the paper starts. So it is not any partiality with anybody. Let me complete. I am telling you there are complexity others also. So I am saying that when you get the result, it will say that in which competency you are, fail, medium or super. When any competency it is fail, the total result is fail. Because fail means you have scored less than 1/3 in that competency. If you have scored everywhere moderate, it can be 1/3 to 2/3 but not the pass marks. It can be out of 150, 78, 79. But if it is moderate and strong, there is no chance of failure, because if in any skill you are strong, you will automatically reach to greater than 80. So you have to score in any of this skill super. Or if you are moderate, you need to be very high moderate. 2/3, 66.67%. That way also. Now, when I said that there are 5 variants, suppose as I said, Sisir is giving exam on 23rd. He got the variant number 2. In every variant there are 3 questions. Every question need to be answered in 1 hour each, 3 hours. So Sisir got the variant number 2. Now Parminder is giving exam on 24th. So Parminder asked Sisir, which variant came with for you and what were the questions? Sisir told that these are the questions and all that. Do you think that the Parminder will get any benefit? I have realized, believe me, no benefit to Parminder. Reason I am saying, because the pre-seen material is already around 34 pages. Now in the exam, for each question they will be writing 2 to 3 pages write-up. And that is basically creation of a scenario. And then they will ask on the basis of that 2-3 questions. Then again in the next question, a new scenario. Then again on the basis of that 2-3 questions. So if Sisir will say that capital budgeting came, cost of capital came, or financing came, or dividend policy came, that is not going to affect even a single percent to Parminder. We have experience in our classes also regularly, because at a strategic level the students are, like that, they want to know that what came. In management and operational level slightly less. But in a strategic level, there are so big group in WhatsApp that those who are in a strategic case study may become the WhatsApp member. But I have realized with my 10 times experience of teaching the case study, those who are focusing on this, that what has come, they are not getting good marks. Those who are not bothering what has come, they are scoring very high marks. The reason is that, Sisir, specifically for you also, the reason is that, please understand, suppose there is something, a question came, okay? Now, in place of asking me, sir, tell me what should be written, the best thing on the part of the student, if you properly know what has come, write the answers. Because if I am in place of you, and I know that this is the paper, I will write entire thing, comma, full stop, that this is the answer. So you should write the answer fully. Mail me and tell me, sir, check this, which I am doing every day in the class. So while checking, I will add something, I will delete something. Now you become a perfect. So that question will come, you will get the 100% benefit. By discussion in telephone, you are not getting any benefit. Because we are discussing, ye likh lena. But how to give them the words is very different than just discussing in mobile phone. You remember that the students in August 2016 case study know all the 5 variants. On Saturday, she know all the 5 variants. Not like that ki exactly what came, but mota moti. And she has eaten my head for 2.5 hours. Morning Saturday 9 o'clock till 11:30. Because I have given a time that भाई ये ठीक है, आप बोलिएगा. मेरे को लगा यार ऐसे था तो फिर क्लास में पढ़े ही क्यों? Why we are studying now? She scored pass marks. But if she would not be applying his brain, what has come? I am guaranteeing as a teacher, I know her, she could have scored greater than 100. But because of this, she scored how much? It's actually 81, 82. And Mayuresh scored in the same exam without focusing on what each came. He scored 121. So it's actually for that reason I have stopped making the WhatsApp group. Because one student gives the exam, ye aaya tha. Others will ask, sir, what is the answer? Arey sir, in the class we are discussing at length everything. We want that anything which will come, we should be able to answer. So I will request all of you, don't go into You think logically what can come. What you are thinking, we should be discussing in the class. You can ask. But anybody, Sisir, you have given the exam. Matlub, you have given the exam. When you come out of the exam center, can you recollect exactly in the 3 portions what they have given? I don't think so. It's just that blinks you are saying to other person. That blinks is not going to help the other person at all. You are actually affecting the preparation of that other person. Because he will think that aap wala variant aayega अच्छा लेगा. ना तो आप वाला में अच्छा लेगा, ना new one he is prepared. So it is better not to go into that. What has come? Think logically from today till your date of exam on your own. What can come? How I should write? And if you got by chance that this question has come, write the answer. Mail me. I will write you so superb answer without discussion in telephone. You can't imagine. Because discussion in a phone is very verbal, general. And on a paper it is written. It is very different. Both the things are not same. If verbal discussion is okay, then to nobody should write the answer. They are not available now, but 23rd se lekar, every day all the variants will be tested in the entire world. I am giving you an example. In India, it is tonight, but in UK, if it is case study, the exam is happening because in UK it is around 1 o'clock. Afternoon 1 or 2 o'clock. You can understand. So if somebody who has given exam in India can help a student in UK, Seema Institute is not so beokuf. They have done the strategy in such a way that if you know the variant, if you have given the exam, then also you cannot help to the other person. आप नहीं कर सकते हैं. नहीं हो सकता है. Otherwise, why the exam will be like this? Everywhere a huge thought process has been given. Setting the paper, analyzing the pre-scene, giving the marks, paper. It is not so easy. Sivendra was saying just now how they manage. For that reason it is Seema Institute. I like them the most. Because not a single institute can design this type of strategy in entire thing. And everybody cheating them. ACCA is bringing their thing, case study in 2018. Then CMA US also bringing the case study exam. Even the CFA Institute is also bringing the case study exam on the scale, on the knowledge of Seema. So they are the premier. Maybe somebody can say that this much and all that, but if you take pain, then only you will gain. So they are taking the pain of making the student a better person for industry equipped. For that reason all these things are there. But applying our brain, what has come, is not going to give any benefit. So Parminder is asking any exam variant available? No sir. It will be available from 23rd, but not in a printed form. Whoever has given the exam, how much he can help you? According to me, 0. He will just disturb you. He cannot help you. Because उसका shortcut 1%, 2% बोलने से आपको नुकसान ही होने वाला है. कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. Because you will be taxing your brain what to write and all that. Whereas he is not explaining you the entire scenario. So आप वैसे भी अच्छे से नहीं लिख सकते हो वैसे. So don't focus on that, which I say in every class, in the first class only. But still, student don't hear what I should do. I cannot say when you call me, I will not say the answer. But the way I am helping you in the telephone is not justified. I am saying that you could write this if this was written, if this is thing. That is not logical. In place of that, you give a thought to that. You write, if this is the situation, this I will write. If this is the situation, this I will write. Now sir, please help me. You will see that. How I can help you. But calling me, tomorrow is the exam, today evening, you are just taking tension. You are increasing your tension and you are decreasing your utility for giving the exam. So that should not be done. That is my advice. Still, everybody has his own mind. He will be exercising because I have analyzed in 15, 16, 17, all these things. Now no further analysis required. Half of the period is already gone with the new syllabus. Balance half period, 2.5 years up till 2019, this syllabus will be there. Obviously SEMA is thinking something new. But now there is no new things to be required. Whatever is the set procedure, if we follow, we will pass. Believe me. Now, when you will get the exam money, you are sitting in the exam hall. In the screen, here your name will be written, like suppose Matloob. Then scratch pad. If you click this scratch pad, a rough paper will come where you can type anything which is rough. We require some time, like we have the habit when we get the question paper in exam, physical paper, we write something points in between, so that when we write the answer, we will be able to write better. Similarly, the scratch pad, you can open it here. When I am clicking it is not coming, but in exam it will be coming, and you can write anything as a rough, whatever you like. Calculator generally not required in case study exam, but if you require, you can open it. You can take your physical calculator also. Both are allowed, but generally calculator is not required in case study exam. Exhibit, if there is any reference material they want to skip, if you click that, you will get that reference material. You don't have to go into the next page. Now, generally you will be receiving mail from finance director or from marketing director or from CEO or from anybody that they are creating a problem. They are saying about an opportunity to you in that. Along with that, they will be giving you exhibit. You need to read that. There will be 2 to 3 pages question. So, अगर इस question में funding है भी, मेरे को अगर ये सब, if somebody is not telling me what is here, there, what was in the exhibit, how I can create a good answer? Not telling me what is the funding option, debt, equity, this, that तो generally we already know. If somebody is telling you कि funding आया था, क्या फायदा हुआ यार? So why you are taxing your brain something which is illogical? There are many good things which you can take. If you have studied fully, dance with Shahrukh Khan, it is better. Not go into what others are saying. Believe me, please. It is request from my side that you are wasting your time in hearing what others are saying. Don't take tension on that. Study properly. You will get the reward. Believe me. This is the exhibit material in the second page, but in the exam, when you click that, you will get that. Now, can anybody remember all these figures? I don't think so. Anybody is insane that after the exam, he will remember everything. Unless and until these figures you are not saying to me, how can I make a proper answer for you? These figures have some meaning. Why they are giving? Just for the sake of giving, not. They have the meaning here. So not a single student who has given the exam can tell you these figures. So why we bother that what has come? There can be business magazine, anything written in a magazine, they can say like they have given newspaper clips in the case study. They will be giving 2, 3, 4 pages write up. And after write up, you start writing. I don't think so. After 3 hours pasteurizing yourself, reading and all that, you want to remember anything after the exam. When you are asking others what has come, think about yourself when you have given exam. And if somebody is asking you, kya aaya tha? You will say that, nahi malum hai sir. I will not say anything. So how others can tell you? Nobody is interested to discuss about what has come after the exam. 80% crowd is like this. The 20% who are insane, they are going to discuss half, 1%, 2% thing. Everybody should type in the all chat. Now when you start writing, these are the options available. Cut, copy, paste, undo, redo, bold, italics, underline. Whatever is there in the pre-seen material, there is a button here in the questions only. In every page, pre-seen, not pre-seen here. Actually, they are not showing here in the exam, in the question page. There is a bullet where you click pre-seen, you will get the entire pre-seen which is already given to you. From that pre-seen, you cannot copy anything here. What you can copy, whatever you are writing in the first sheet, Whatever you are writing, that can be copied and pasted in the next page. Bold and italics and underline, I don't think so student get time to use. If you are very speed in typing, then in that case you can say that bold italics I will be using. But if I will be in case of you, since my typing speed is not so high, I will not be using bold and all that, because while looking at their presentation of answer, I don't think so bold and all that is required. Why only these functions are there? Because if they incorporate other functions, then definitely the student can open Google also while in the exam. Or since the examiner is not giving you the option to open the Google or anything, for that reason only the basic feature of window is there. So that you will get only these options to write. Generally copy paste is required in the exam, because something you have written in the first page, you want to write again that in the second page. So if you do copy paste, it will help you. But all other functions are immaterial. It's a 3 hours exam. There is no extra reading time. That is what? Actually 3 hours 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, they will give you an overview how the question paper will open, what you can do. Generally, we don't see at all those 15 minutes. Whereas, we should be seeing those 15 minutes what they are saying. And once the question paper starts, it will give you 3 hours only. Pre-scene available to download 7 weeks before the exams, which you have already received 4-5 days back. 3-5 tasks in each exam, 3 tasks only. That is written in every case study of a strategic level of 10 exams. Every paper has 3 questions. Each task will have a specific time assigned. For every task, generally the time is 60 minutes, but it can be different also. A student will be forced to move on when time is up. Not possible to return to previous task. Human marked, result given in 4-5 weeks, 1.5 months. Available 4 times a year. Each sitting has a window of 5 days. That is, if I will say each task will have a specific time assigned. Suppose I am saying that for 3 tasks you have been given 60 minutes, 60 minutes, 60 minutes. Now in that first question 60 minutes, there are 3 pages write up which you need to read. Then there is requirement, then you write. I think to read the 3 pages what they are actually saying, it will take around 7 to 8 minutes. Now after reading that, you cannot straight away start writing. You need to plan the answer. Task means which I said, ki company require funds. Company is creating a scenario. We want to grow our business in new area, in new project. For that we require funds. And now the funds should be raised by debt or by equity. That is a task. You need to answer. That is, first of all, they will create a background. And then they will ask question from you. They will create a background then. So if you don't say me the background, and if you say me, sir, whether debt or equity, what I will say, general thing, you have to give me the scenario. Then I can help you properly. So I request you all कि आप एग्जाम के टाइम पे ये क्वेश्चन मत पूछना, कल सर फंडिंग आया था, अरे क्या करें यार, वो तो क्लास में बात करेंगे ही. अगर आपके पास प्रॉपर नॉलेज है तो आप पहले खुद आंसर लिख लो, मेरे को मेल कर दो, मैं उसको चेक करूंगा, जो उसमें एडिशन सब्सट्रैक्शन करना है मैं करूंगा. आप फुल्ली प्रिपेयर्ड रहोगे उस आंसर के लिए, इन प्लेस ऑफ फोन में बकबक करने के बजाय. कोई फायदा नहीं. इट इज माई एडवाइस, रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवेयर. नाउ स्टिल इफ यू कॉल मी, यू कॉल, देयर इज नो इश्यू फ्रॉम माई साइड, but you will not get the benefit which you require. Each task will have a specific time assigned, mean to say that if the first task is 60 minutes, there is 3 pages write up, we are reading for 7 to 8 minutes. And then around 2 minutes you will plan, 2 to 3 minutes you plan what you will write. So out of 60 minutes, 10 minutes is already gone. So you will be effectively writing your answer for 50 minutes. Now what do you think, in 50 minutes, how much you can type? How many lines you can type? In 50 minutes, how many lines you can type? What is your speed? You don't have to say. You have to type at least 50 lines. 1 minute per line. If you are writing less than 50 lines, the answer is not up to the mark. You cannot be less than 50. 50 minutes, at least 50 lines. In 1 minute, we can type easily 1 line. What do you think? We should be. And we need to increase our competency in this area also. In these 50 days, How? I will be telling you. Once 60 minutes is over, that first task is already submitted. You are forced to go into the second task. And now you cannot go back to the first task. The reason is that you are working. Whatever 50 lines will be the length, that is the average length, should not be lower than this. If you are writing on a page 50 lines, I don't think so in one page 50 lines can be there. In one page around 30 to 35 lines. So the answer will be around 1.5 page. That is the minimum requirement. If your typing speed is very bad, then we need to work on that. And we need to type and think. Up till now, whenever we have given exam, it was in a copy we were writing. So we have the habit of thinking and writing. But we don't have the habit of thinking and typing. We need to increase this skill. When 60 minutes is over, you are forced to go into the second one. You are given the second question, first is gone. You cannot go back to the first one. But if suppose first one question you completed in 50 minutes and you want to go to the second question 10 minutes earlier, go. The 10 minutes which you have saved cannot be carried forward to the next question. But generally this never happened with any student. Those who have given the exam, they realize this. That 60 minutes is actually less whatever you thought to write. So the problem is not that you complete earlier. The problem is that we need to complete within 60 minutes. That is a big challenge. The challenge is not that you will complete in 40 minutes or 50 minutes. With nobody it happens. The requirements are so many that you will not be able to complete in less than 60 minutes. A student will be forced to move on to the next question once the time is over. Not possible to return back. The answer is correct. Why? 4 to 5 weeks. Because objective type answer exam result is instant. But this is not computer exam testing. This is human marked. Your answer sheet will be checked by human beings. They will give you the result in 4 to 5 weeks. And one second. As I said that in a year 4 times you already know the case study exam. Every term it is 5 days, Tuesday to Saturday. You can book your exam any day. When the exam is from 23rd, the last date for filling the exam form is 8th of May. But I will advise, don't defer beyond 5th May. Fill up the exam form within 5th May. 5 variants which I said, randomly selected. It is not that first day first variant. First day all the 5 variants, second day all the 5 variants every day. When you sit in the exam hall, you click enter, any of one of the 5 variant will come. It's a luck. The same prompts from the pre-scene can be used which is used. Pre-scene case is available to view throughout the exam. In a pop-up you click, you will get the pre-scene every time in the exam hall. No paper will be provided, notes can be made on the script board. You may also use the on-screen scratch pad which I said. Possible to bring your own calculator. Please check CMA Connect for list. That is general calculator. No hi-fi calculator. Actually calculator no use at all. Because all the ratios and all that we will be doing beforehand. You need to score 80 out of 150. In all the skills at least you need to score 1/3 which I said. The integration is what? There are 2 types of integration. One is integration of all the 4 skills and the other is integration of the 3 subjects. That when you write the answer, try to cover all the 4 skills in your answer. And when you write the answer, even though you are focusing more on E3, but write something relating to P3 and F3. That is called integration. Again I am saying that all these skills and integration is not so relevant till the time you are writing a proper answer. Why? I will be telling you, I will be showing you just now. I said that if anybody score less than 8% in any skill, it is fail. between 8% to 33%. But I mean to say, between 1/3 to 2/3 it is moderate, greater than 2/3 it is called strong. What will a good answer look? Requirements correctly interpreted, answer the question all parts, logical and coherent explanations, demonstration of understanding of theory and principles, that is technical knowledge, business skill, theory principles applied well, conform to the format required. What is the format we are coming? Short, concise sentences. You don't have to write very hi-fi English. Simple sentences, small sentences. Headings and subheadings you should be using. Short paragraphs, selective underlining, answered within time. I don't think so we get the time to underline. If you get at the end, do the underline anything. Generally, whatever answer they have given, if you read any answer, they have not underlined anything. There is no difference what could earn marks. Somebody will say that, sir, number ज़्यादा कैसे आए? ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप केवल जो पूछा जा रहा है, write properly, you will get the marks. It is extremely unlikely that a well-prepared students who answers what is asked would fail. If a properly prepared, you don't know what are the variants, but you are properly prepared, you cannot fail, which I have believed me experienced in all these 10 terms. Need only worry about competencies, as a good answer will hit all the competencies. Need not worry. The institute is saying, whether the competency are fulfilled or not, don't take tension. Proper answer, all are fulfilled. A strategic question will ask for a different approach from an operational question. Obviously, operational case study is asking about operational issues, but a strategic case study is asking about strategic issues, that is long-term issues. We know that what is a pre-seen material. It is first of all saying your responsibility, what is your job in the organization, company background, industry background, organization structure, company's risk profile, then financials, then company's competitors, newspaper clips, all these they give. That is in every case study they give. This is, they are saying the first case study look. The first case study exam, February 2015, that was a look case study like a Google company. It's like a Google company only. Summary of the PSR, CSR, commitment, questionable corporate governance. That is, they are saying that in this case study, these were the things. When you will be going in the exam, the first slide which you see is this. Section 1, 2, 3, 3 section. Each section has one task each. It can be 2 tasks also. Time allotted 60 minutes. So it is 180 minutes. If I will say that the paper is of 100 marks, because the examiner will be checking on the basis of 100 marks. So if I will say that 100 marks, 180 minute. 100 marks, 180 minute. So 1 marks, 1.8 minute. 1 marks, 1.8 minute. So for 60 minutes, what is the marks? For 60 minutes, what will be the marks? 1 marks, 1.8 minute. For 60 minutes, what will be the marks in the first question? What is the maximum marks of the first question? 60 by 1.8. 1.8 marks, 1 marks 1.8 minute. So 60 divided by 1.8, 33.33, 33.33, 33.33. That is, all the questions are generally in strategic level equally marked. Equal time, equal mark. If the times are different, say 80 minutes. That means the marks is 80 by 1.8. That is the marks. Now in that marks, what portion is technical? What is business? What portion is communication, leadership? That is subjective. As a general person, we can debate on this, but we will not get a conclusion 100% to that. So as I said, pre-seen will always be there available. When you click, when you get, this is the write-up they are giving in the question screen. Then again a mail from another person. There will be 2-3 pages question. And then you will be asked, they are saying that in this paper, what was the marks for technical skill, business skill in the first question, then technical skill, business skill, people skill in the second question, that the examiner has decided. That they are saying. Then they are correlating that that if it was technical skill 14 marks, business skill 16 marks, then which of the syllabus area the question was testing? That it was testing E2, E3, it was testing P1, P2, P3. Somebody will say that, sir, we have never studied all these things. E2, E3, we have never studied E3. Then E2, how the question arises? P1, P2, P3. They are saying that the technical and business skill were coming from these syllabus portion. Because for that reason it is highlighted. Now, if we study ET, E3, P3, F3, mota moti of P1, P2 is covered. You cannot do now that you will go to study P1, P2 also. Not possible. They are saying that the examiner is saying that reasonably well attempted, the first question. Although some candidates produced quite repetitive answers, that is the same thing they are writing again and again. Most candidates use the suitably, feasibly, acceptable model, which while not appropriate, did lead to same points being raised several times. Most candidates use the SFA model. There is a model in E3, SFA model, which while not inappropriate, did lead to the same points being raised several times. What they want to say? Most candidates used SFA model, which whilst not appropriate, did lead to the same points being raised several times. What they are speaking? Most candidate in this question uses the SFA model, which while not inappropriate, it was not inappropriate, did lead to the same points being raised several times. If we are using model in the exam, we are using SFA model. They are saying that naming the model is not going to give you the marks. Maybe it is appropriate, not wrong. You have to say that how that model can be applied in that case. You cannot say that SFA model can be applied in this situation, because the examiner expects you from that what is SFA model. How can you say that it can be applied? That you need to answer. So maybe it was not inappropriate, but it need to be correlated. Relative few examples on big data issue effectively. Inadequation of risk was generally sound, with many candidates expanding on the personal piracy issues arising from data gathering. Identification of risk was generally sound, with many candidates expanding on the personal piracy issues arising from data gathering. That is, in place of writing about what is asked, they were explaining their general personal life experience. So that you can write 1 or 2 lines, but you cannot explain the entire paragraph on the personal experience. The main problem was candidate failing to answer what was asked. They are writing something which is not asked, and writing everything which they know relating to that, not thinking that this is not relevant. Using completely irrelevant models. No marks available for random models. You will write SFA model, Mendelow's matrix, then Porter's diamond, and there are so many models you have written without thinking that whether those models has any relevance in there. There are many students who do like that. There was little evidence of knowledge of the pre-scene. That is, the student have not read the pre-scene material which was given around 50 days before the exam. In most of the question, it was hoped the candidate could be able to use industry knowledge and knowledge of the company to help formulate answer. There was little evidence, that is, they are not able to apply the knowledge with the pre-scene material. That is, in the case they were not able to apply that knowledge. For that reason, the answer were not proper. Now, in place of saying this was the problem and all that, the student should be saying, the institute should be saying, what is good? What is a good answer? So, institute has released in 2016 February analysis of an student paper, that this is written by the student. The student has performed well in this area. He has written this, he has not written this, which we regularly do in our class since beginning only. That is very essential to know that how you will get the marks. This is actually released by the institute in the month of February 2016, that they have analyzed an answer script of an student, and that is uploaded on the institute website. that how the student was given marks. If we go through with it, we will get understood that हमको क्या करना है. Then no any question will arise. That's my guarantee. So just give me 10 minutes more, you will realize. A walkthrough of a real answer to the strategic case study exam, variant 2, February 2016. As part of an ongoing drive to improve support to SEMA students, we have published a new exam resource. The following documents takes you through a real student script from February 2016 case study examination. The answer has been transcribed, anonymized and annotated with observation on strong performance some areas where performance could be improved upon. Passing standard, the script was selected to demonstrate a comfortable passing standard, having earned a score of 90s. So the student has scored between 90 to 100 and the pass marks is 80. So they are saying that they have selected this, that itna likhne se you will get easily pass marks. It shows one of the ways in which a candidate would demonstrate sufficient competency to earn such a pass. Please note that it is not a perfect answer, nor the only one. For their own answer, suggested answer, they are saying this language, which would have achieved a passing standard. There can be other answers who will achieve the passing. However, the walkthrough will provide an idea of what a strong answer looks like. That is the main motive. How to use the resource? To get full benefit of this resource, you should download the February case study 2016. This candidate was answering so that you have the context for the script. You could also review the examiner's report, the marking guide and all that. That is, we can download the February 2016 case study, which was, I think, relating to a company wood. That company was cutting trees and then selling wood in the market. I don't exactly remember, but I'm not advising you to download that because we have proper time to analyze our case study. We cannot analyze every term case study. Then the problem will be there that we will not be able to concentrate on our pre-seen material. Link of all 5 documents are there. You may also benefit from reading SEMA published answers to the variant. This gives you an alternative approach to achieving a pass from requirements. It is useful to understand how different approaches can credit the marks. Exam approach: before looking at the real answer script, it's worth reviewing the key features required to produce a good answer. A clear passing answer will demonstrate various features such as evidence of planning, a good layout and structure which makes it easy to follow the discussion, an answer which responds appropriately to talk to the format required and from the perspective of the persona described by the strategic case study. What is the format? Once we read the answer, you will realize the length of your answer will vary depending on various aspects. But remember, the examiner is looking for quality rather than quantity. A long answer does not necessarily equate to a better answer. However, if your answer is very brief, very short, too brief, you may not be providing enough detail for the examiner to give you marks. Use the time given for each task, a guide to how much you write. That is 60 minutes. So you will be reading 10 minutes, 50 minutes you write. In section 1 of our exam, there are 33 marks available. That is for 60 minutes, which equates to 1/3 of the time. In this case, there are 2 requirements. You can assume all sub requirements carry equal marks. That is, in the first question, there were 2 requirements. Thus, you may apportion your time. This is confirmed that the allocation of marks provided by the marking guide documents. That is, they are equally marked. That was in the marking guide also. As you will see from the commentary below, you must answer all parts, all requirement to be sure of passing. If you are not answering full part in a question, you cannot pass. These are the documents which we click, they can download. Review of strategic case study script. At first glance, the overall answer has good paragraph layout to suggest candidate coverage of each area of task and subsequent requirement. Overall grading may have been stronger if the script had more structure and persuasive language, that is simple language. In addition, at a strategic level, to achieve a strong rating for the competency, you need to demonstrate an ability to weigh up the pros and cons of a situation and make recommendations. Because at a strategic level, you are the decision maker. So you need to recommend what should be done. In terms of writing style, our candidate has kept their Reply is professional with a good layout. They have used headings to clearly indicate which task they are addressing, which also provide structure to their answer. Each idea has a separate paragraph, which makes it easy for the marker to follow the train of thought and award marks. You will notice that the candidate has not used bullet points in the simple sample script. It is better to write in small paragraphs, even though we read this in the first class only. But still, when a student write the answer, bullet 1, 2, 3. Why? They are saying that bullet 1, 2, 3 not required. They are saying that the answer should be written in a small paragraphs. So why we don't follow that what the institute is saying? The candidate has made some error in spelling and grammar. The examiners have made it clear that candidates will not be penalized for this. For grammatical, for spelling mistake, no penalty. The key element the examiner looking for is the ability to address the requirements of the task and communicate them effectively within a time constrained environment. Therefore, you will not earn marks unless the examiner can understand what you are trying to say. If communication is not your natural strength, you need to start working on it as soon as possible. Ask your friends and colleagues to read your answer for you and see if they can understand what you are trying to say, which we do in every class. For that reason, I ask the student, write the answer. Whatever thought you have given to your write-up, whether I am getting the same thinking or not. Whether you can convey with your write-up what you want to say to me or not. So that you will be doing for 7-8 times. How can you will not perform well in the exam? Now the student answer is starting. Stella, the finance director, has asked you to prepare a briefing paper covering the strategic benefits for Rio. It was not, I meant to say, wood company. It was a retail company selling clothes. Strategic benefits for Rio of expanding its e-business activities. She has specifically mentioned that briefing paper should also identify the strategic risk of the proposal and how to deal with them. Now the question is not 3 lines. Before asking about these 3 lines, there is a write-up of 2.5 pages, which if you download this question paper, you will realize. Because if this is so small, then to it's easy. It is not so difficult, but there is a scenario written, then in that case you need to write. Again I am reading. Stella. Stella was the CEO of the company. Sorry, the finance director they are saying. Has asked you to prepare a briefing paper. You need to prepare a briefing paper. Brief paper covering the strategic benefits for Rio of expanding into e-business activities. If the company will go for e-selling of their clothes and merchandise, what will be the strategic benefit? Stella, the finance director, has asked you to prepare a briefing paper covering the strategic benefits for Rio of expanding its e-business activities. Whenever we use the word strategic, it is long term. What is the long term benefit to the company if they go for e-business activities? That you need to communicate to your finance director. She has specifically mentioned that the briefing paper should also identify the strategic risk of the proposal. So whatever strategic benefits you will say, along with that, for each benefit you need to say the risk of that benefit and how to deal with them. There are many things. First, the answer is in briefing paper. In brief you need to write, not so lengthy. Strategic benefits, long-term benefits of e-business activities, and whatever benefits you will suggest, what are the risks involved in that, how we are going to deal with those risks. If we don't read the question carefully, we will never be writing the proper answer. Now, the student started to Stella from Senior Finance Manager briefing paper. Dear Stella, please find information requested. This is written by the student who scored between 90 to 100. Please find information requested on the briefing paper and analyst of risk below. Please find information requested on the briefing paper and analyst of the risk below. Briefing paper. Strategic benefits of investment e-business. Strategic benefits of business e-business. One strategic benefit of introducing an integrated e-business approach in Rio is that we have actually put this and a goal in our 5-year plan to help to increase the internet service to all 30 countries. So there was a 5-year plan, Panchvarsiya Yojana. In that the company has already decided that they will be increasing their e-presence in other countries where they are not. So he is saying that we will be able to achieve our 5-year plan. This expansion of internet sales will help us reach its goals. The additional 6 countries would go above and beyond this. The additional 6 countries would go above and beyond this. That is, where we have already launched e-business, we will be doing much better thing in those areas, and where we have not launched, we will be launching that. It is pleasing to see the candidates using, this is examiner's comment. It is pleasing to see the candidates using headings for clarity. He is not putting any bullets, point number 1, 2, 3. Just that strategic benefit, he started saying that one benefit. To further improve, the candidate can use subheadings for each paragraph to highlight the benefit discussed. That is, they are saying that for this paragraph, he could have written achievement of 5-year plan. A subheading also would help better. Another strategic benefit of increasing our internet platform is that having a fully functioning internet service is something our competitors are already doing. Stores like ASOS have built a whole business in this. Our results have shown that we have managed to get 8% of our business from internet sales already. Expanding countries we target will help to grow this further. So in the first paragraph and in the second paragraph, there are 2 different benefits the student is saying. In the first paragraph, achievement of our long-term objective. In the second paragraph, he is saying that other companies are growing very well, and we are already seeing the good benefits in those countries where we have launched this. So for that reason, it is going to grow our business. The candidate has demonstrated knowledge of pre-seen material by quoting a key figure. What is the key figure he has quoted? 8%. It is also evident that the candidate tried to showcase industry knowledge by quoting real life example, ASOS. Now the student is not explaining what ASOS is doing, because then to he will be writing something which is not relevant. Just that quoting a practical example will subsidize that what you are writing. It will be better if the candidate can give example of how ASOS has become successful through e-business. I will say that maybe the examiner is saying, but you cannot write more than 1 or 2 lines extra, because then in that case you will not be able to cover other benefits. And your each paragraph should be saying different benefits. So they are saying that the candidate could have written some few more lines relating to what ASOS has done in e-business. Also targeted growth through internet sales, which require much less capital expenditure and cost than managed stores. We would not need to increase our staff headcount. This will also have much less overhead, so will help us achieve our target in 5-year plan. I will say that he is repeating this. Maybe other things he is writing, but why writing this? Our operating profit margin by 250 basis points. Marketing cost is also reduced, as online shopping would mainly rely on e-marketing on internet rather than the conventional printed medium. This is a missed opportunity to demonstrate. The examiner is saying that he has written that what is going to save, but he should say that how the marketing cost can be saved in this also. Obviously, I generally say that what the student is writing is very good. Just that when we contradict anybody, we say that we could have written, we could have done this also. But I am not saying that the third paragraph is not appropriate. Just that 5-year plan already mentioned there. Another strategic benefit of increasing our sales is that we will be able to sell 24 hours a day, even on banking holiday. These constraints of managed stores won't count for us anymore. Our goal of providing up-to-date fashion will be achieved. So that is, he's saying that we will be able to do business 24/7. A benefit is that our target audience is young, fashion conscious people who are on the internet constantly. So internet sales is something that will appear to our demographic as they grow up with the internet, so we'll be able to easily navigate our web page. This is a vital point but would be better if can be further developed to discuss how this can improve customer satisfaction. But the student was saying the customer satisfaction. The customer satisfaction is the varieties and all that. They don't have to travel. How much you will write, but it is properly written. Another strategic benefit is that the 10 remaining European countries have the same languages as our current country. The cost of switching this on from them would not be high, as we should benefit from economies of scale. We also have the ability to reach a much larger number of people with internet stores. There may be some areas we don't have shops, and so a whole section of country that does not have access to our clothes. This will help us. This point is rather similar to the one raised in paragraph 1 above, access to wider market. So they are saying that is explanation of wider market only. Finally, when looking at year-on-year growth figure, it is clear that online sales increased by 38%, much more than the managed 12%, franchisee 28%, which is already good considering we have only gone to 20 countries. The growth potential is somewhat very big when we go in other countries. Again, the candidate and wanted good use of information from the pre-seen material. However, most of the benefits listed are focusing on the financial return. The candidate should also mention benefits like to marketing, branding, possibility of CRM system management, and the application of big data. That is, they are saying that he could have written all these things, but in each paragraph, the basic purpose was to write different strategic benefit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe examiner can say that 1 or 2 he has repeated, but suppose for each benefit he will get 1 marks, 6 marks. Maybe for each benefit 1.5 marks, so 9 marks. That is decided beforehand, and not that you have to write these points only. It's upon you. Strategic benefit of e-business. Our strategic benefit of having an extranet business is that one of our critical success factor is lead time from design to store. If we further integrate our system with our suppliers, we can help to make this even quicker. This will allow us to ensure we beat our competitors and deliver the latest fashion design first to our customer. Careful question reading has enabled this candidate to fully address the requirements. Some candidate only focus on internet sales and completely omitted the extranet, thus losing a lot of marks. Do you know what is the difference between internet and extranet? What is the difference between internet and extranet? You can say intranet, extranet. That is, we are saying that actually, if I will say, there are normal retail customers who will consume the goods, but there are vendors who will be selling goods to the customers. So we can deal with them in bulk through internet. That is actually this company selling high premium clothes, and every week, in every fortnight, the entire clothes section is changed, and whatever is left behind, they are sold at a very discounted price, nothing like that. So the company was dependent on bringing new innovation, new types of clothes in every 1 week and 2 weeks. That was the company's system. So bringing that in the stores which are managed by vendors and all that is a challenge. So when we do all these things through the extranet, then the applicability of our business or application of our business in better way was very essential through this. So with the extranet, we will be able to build our business model better than the way we are managing. That the student is writing, and the examiner is saying that maybe most of the student will not write that. They will think that only internet sale, he is covering that supply chain also. Another strategic benefit is that we have a relationship of partnership with our suppliers, providing them with access to an extranet with further, so that the trust we have in them, and so they will work even harder for us. That is, we will increase our connection of extranet with the suppliers. They will get the information when they will get the material, what they have selected, how everything will be extranet, internet based. So that will help us. Another strategic benefit of extranet is that speed of communication with our design team and suppliers, which will further help to improve lead. That is, everywhere we will benefit the supply chain with the help of internet. Another strategic benefit of extranet is that it will help to improve the trader system, make it much more efficient. This will help us to increase the number of suppliers we can offer a tender and help us to get the best quality. This paragraph seems to be repetitive. I am also thinking. He has written this supplier coordination, again he is writing. Strategic risk of proposal and how we can manage them. One risk is that our supplier may abuse the extranet for their own purpose and not use it for help us to improve our communication. One way we can integrate this risk is through adding an additional item in our code of conduct, stating that the extranet can only be used with Rio. When we audit other aspects of the code of conduct, we can audit this also. We should also make sure we protect ourselves against our suppliers selling this information by having a non-disclosure agreement in place that they need to sign. Another risk is that the cost for this project, which is stated 40 million, maybe that was written in the unseen portion, which we have not read, whilst our previous investment in developing is 25 million. An extra cost of building extranet for all suppliers in language can cause a problem. I think that this amount will be higher. The way you mitigate the risk for me and you to look at the figures with Diana to see what they are coming from where they are coming from. The solution suggested here is not really a solution. The risk of over budget is valid, but the real mitigation should be setting up proper project governance to ensure the project is delivered within budget and time. So they are saying that not just looking, but you need to set a team so that the cost will be underlined. Another risk is that we have never developed an extranet previously and don't have any expertise. In doing this, one way to mitigate this risk, we work with the bigger IT firm and all that. Another strategic risk is that we have 320 suppliers. We have rated continuously in terms of their progress. If we include a supplier and we later give a rating of 1 and stop using it, in anger they could sell information on our page to competitors. To mitigate this risk, we should only allow access to extranet to suppliers to get a rating of certain thing. This point is rather similar to previous point. That is, I am not reading further because the problem is that, first of all, relating to this answer, there is something in the unseen portion also along with the pre-seen material. The student is using those things also in writing the answer. But what do you think? How many lines the student has written? 3, 6, then around 5, 11, then 4, 15, then 5, 20, 25, 29, 35, 38, 41, 43, 46, 49, 52, 57, 59, 61, 64, 68, 71, and if half line I will think, then it's 75 lines. He has written in 60 minutes 75 lines. So maybe somewhere he is repetitive. The answer is lengthy for that reason. But if we exclude the repetitive portion, then we can say that we have to write around 60 lines. So 40 lines will be less. We have to write around 50 minutes, 50 lines. How we will get that speed? From today, because generally most of you have taken the printout of the pre-seen material, which I always say that throughout of the window, that pre-seen material which you have taken printout. You should be reading everything on the screen. While reading any page, if you think anything, make a word pad in your screen, type. Because you can practice typing with your pre-seen material only. If you do that regularly, your typing speed will increase, and at the same time, your thinking and typing will increase. At the same time, as I said, every day you should read some of the pages from E3, P3, F3. And always read the pre-seen material again and again. Because the 35 pages, you should remember what is the sales, what is the net profit, what is the percentage growth, what is the cost of our different types of products. Everything should be on finger point. In which page this thing is written, where it is covered. If we don't know this in 50 days, then how we can give the exam? So for the time being, for coming 3 classes, you know that there is no homework to you. So at this time you should work on these things. And when the homework will start, you will automatically be typing the answer for the homework. So that automatically will be done. It will increase your F1, I mean to say your performance in these 50 days. But generally, there are few students who don't give the answer at all. There are students who don't read the pre-seen material at all. They are just doing the class. In class, you will understand everything. But you understand that today, like those who are from India, it's around say 12, 20, 10, 20, 10, 30, whatever. We are studying today now. So every day you need to study at this time. When you are coming from office at 8:30, tell everybody in your family that 3 hours you are still in office. 8:30 to 11:30 study for these 50 days. Not study anymore, just 3 hours. Every day you need to study. And you need to increase your competence. Study not in copy pen. Typing practice, reading the materials, reading the pre-seen, whatever question I will be giving you, do research on that from Google, from your material, write the answer, then you will get the reward, guarantee. Don't focus what has come in the exam, what are the variants, not required. You will automatically get the reward. In the last term, there is a student, Sabyasachi. He gave the exam 2 times. He joined the tuition last time. He cleared. He said that, sir, because of you. But I am saying that he always accepted what I have said. He has given the answer in every class, even though very busy. That doesn't mean that you are working for 15 or 16 hours. You didn't get the time. You have to. Because this is the need of the hour for case study exam. Practice, practice, practice. Then only you can pass. So we have discussed what is strategic case study, what competency is required, how the marking is done, what the examiner is asking, how can we analyze or how can we improve our performance. If you have anything in your mind, you can ask. Otherwise, I want to start the discussion of the pre-seen material. If you have any question, anything you want to ask, any problem from your side, any confusion which we have discussed up till now, but we have to study. You cannot say that I didn't get the time, I was ill, my family member was ill, anybody, whatever happened, damn. Not at all concerned with that. Just write answers and follow the procedure for 50 days. 8:30 to 11:30 every day you will study. That's all. Sivendra, please, in the chat below there is 2. 2 is all. You have done 2 to Saraf Gurukul only. 2 to all. Select this down arrow and 2 to all. Again, Parminder, you also. Everybody select all. Because if you do personal chat, it is creating problem. I am saying that whenever you are writing anything, then wherever you are typing, above that there is written 2 and after 2 it should be written all. If it is written some specific person name like Parminder, Matloob, Sisir, anybody, then there is a down arrow, click that, select all and then chat. because otherwise the chat is going with a personal person in the class. Okay. Now our case study material is about a soft drink company. The company is producing soft drink, very old company. When they started the business in around 1890. They started the business around 1890. That was at that time they produced a drink which was more for health, and then they developed a lot. So they are saying that Fizz is a large scale soft drink manufacturer based in Northland whose currency is $. Soft drink manufacturer. Soft drink is that drink which does not include alcohol. Any drink other than use of alcohol can be said as a soft drink. Even water can be said as a soft drink. And the company is producing water. We know that. It is listed in a stock exchange in Northland. And I means the senior finance manager you are, report to the board. You are going to report to the board of directors for any special projects which the company is considering or any strategic matters which the board is considering. So you are going to help the board of directors for strategic matters and strategic projects. And the company is IFRS compliant. That is, the financials of the company are prepared on the basis of IFRS. That is the company in which business they are, what is your position in the company, and they are applying IFRS. This is written by them in the first page. Then they are saying that a soft drink is any drink without alcohol. If it does not include alcohol content, then it is called a soft drink. It is carbonated or still. They have explained carbonated or still drink. And the valuation of this industry in Northland is $12.3 billion. That is, what is the meaning of this valuation of this industry? What is 12.3 billion? What is the meaning of this language given in the pre-scene? That the valuation of the industry is $12.3 billion. Total turnover of soft drink in Northland. That is, the total sales is 12.3 billion in Northland for soft drink. Industry size, we can say. They are saying that in the soft drink there are two types of drink, carbonated and still. Carbonated means when you open the bottle, it is like thumbs up, anything come out, feel. And still drink will not do like that. So carbonated soft drink has C02, carbon dioxide, and may contain caffeine, that is, thing which can give energy to make the drink refreshing. The range includes cola, fruit flavored drinks. Fruit flavored and actual fruit use is different. This is fruit flavored drink, cola and sparkling water. They are also sold as mixers to be used with alcohol before consumption, such as soda. So soda is also coming under carbonated soft drink, which is used along with alcohol. But we are not in alcohol because we are soft drink company. In summer season, this is very good case study. I have written, and they have also written, still drink include fruit juice, still water, dairy flavor and squashes. Flavor can mean artificial flavor, while a drink with actual fruit juice is known as flavored. Flavor can mean artificial flavor, that is in CSD there is fruit flavored drinks, while a drink with actual fruit juice is known as flavored. That what you are saying is actually the meaning of flavored. Flavor is artificial, but flavored is actual fruit thing. Considering this, if I will go in the actual real life, a real life soft drink brand, because in the exam maybe we need to use them, carbonated soft drink, in Cola, Pepsi and Coke, fruit flavor drinks, Mountain Dew, Limca, Miranda, Fanta, all Indian example, sparkling water, Godrej Perrier, Himalayan sparkling water Tata, CSD mixtures, Dios Classical, Mojito. Still drinks, fruit juice and juice flavored drinks, Tropicana real juice, still water, Aquafina, Kinley, dairy based drinks, Amul Cool, Vio, Top Up, concentrated squashes, Rasna, Kisan, other drinks, Hamdard, Jaljeera. If I will say carbonated are these and still are these. You say, Maja is using the actual fruit or it is the flavor? I think they are using the actual fruit. What do you say? According to me, but we need to see, if we do Google search, we will come to know. Because you cannot advertise something which is wrong. You know that in this soft drink industry only, in ice cream, Amul has won the case against anybody. That Amul is using actually the proper milk and ghee, but others are using dalda. For that reason, they cannot say ice cream to their product. I think you have heard that. This is not very far, around 15-20 days back. So that actually, I mean to say that if something is wrong, you cannot advertise that. So when they are advertising that it is actual mango, that means it is a still drink, it is fruit, mango, actual mango, taja mango. So I think it is still drink. So in carbonated drinks, these are the examples, and in still drink, these are the examples in India. We can use these examples if it is required. So again, the company is in the soft drink industry, non-alcohol drink. The total industry size is 12.3 million, which includes two types of products, carbonated and still. Carbonated product includes carbon dioxide and caffeine, and they includes cola, fruit flavored drinks, sparkling water and all that. That includes soda also. The still drink include fruit juice, still water, dairy products, squashes, rasna and all that. Flavor can mean artificial flavor, but flavored means actual fruit. It is written soda. They are also sold as mixtures to be used with alcohol before consumption, such as soda. Soda is also coming under carbonated soft drink. Soda is coming under carbonated soft drink. That you can say fruit flavored. I should write flavor, not flavored. Fruit flavored drink I should write. Okay, I will rectify it. Then soft drink industry distribution, how the company is distributing. This portion, if I will show you through the pie chart, then you will be able to understand better. So I am going into their pre-seen material. They are saying that what is this? What is this? Understand that this dispenser is what? Like suppose there is in a packet, there is some powder which is mixed with water and then it is coming in the shops like this. In restaurant, bar, like that. This is what? The chemical is mixed with the water and then the water is coming like this. That is for online trade, on trade shops. Because in these shops they are not delivered in, I mean to say cans, that is in packets, and one it is mixed with water. And when this machine is used, it comes like thumbs up and all that, in that way. That is carbonated only. That is carbonated only. If I will say, I have written that sparkling water flavored cola sold as mixers. Under mixer these things comes. Not only soda. Under mixer these things come. The mixer in packet mixed with water, and then with the dispenser it is distributed or poured in the glass. They are saying that Northland overall soft drink market breaks down by retail sales value as follows. That is CSD on trade. On trade means the sale through restaurant, bars and all that, you can say direct to the consumer. Cola is sold 39%, energy 22%, fruit flavored carbonates 12%, 39 plus 22. Consumption on direct. It is not through trade. The person who will be consuming selling to that person directly. That is called on trade sale. 39 plus 22, which is 61 plus 12, 73% is carbonated. And those still portion is only 27%. We know that in bar and all that, everybody wants these drinks. Maybe they are not alcohol, but we want this. In bar, we are not going for having lemonade, generally. For that reason, on-trade sale is like this. The structure of on-trade sale, carbonated drink is 73% and still drink is only 27% in Northland. But off-trade, cola, energy and fruit flavored carbonates, so it is 63 and 5, 68%, and these are slightly 32%. Off trade means what? You are selling through wholesalers, through big retailers, that is through a chain. You are giving them in 500 milliliter, in 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter maximum, and then they are selling to the consumers, or they are selling to the retailers, then to the consumers. For that reason, it is called off-trade sales. This is carbonated off-trade, carbonated on-trade. Others, mixers, lemonade. What is that? And water. Actually, this entire pie chart is for CSD drinks. All are for carbonated drinks. This is not for still. But what we mean to say that under carbonated cola, fruit flavored sparkling water, not you can say soda and all that, they are selling on trade very much than off trade. But if we say still products are sold very less, generally through on trade. Still on trade, pure juice, water, juice drinks, others, dairy, squashes. So if I will say still on trade, pure juice, juice drinks, water, others, squashes. What they want to say that? I will say that these are not through actually bars. These are maybe through local juice shops and all that. We don't mix. But on-trade sale means what? Directly to consumer. So maybe in a shop, you can stand up and you can have Limca there or something like that. So they are saying that that on-trade sale in Northland is like this. Pure juice, water, juice drinks, others, squashes, dairy, these are sold like this on on-trade basis. It's not in bar mainly because it will be in general shops, restaurants you can say. When you go for dinner, lunch or breakfast, these types of things you can have. They are called still on trade and is still off trade. That is through intermediary. Then the juice, water, juice, drinks, squashes, that is the sale. I mean to say that on trade means directly to consumer. Off trade means through intermediary. When we talk of on trade carbonated drinks, generally they are in bars and all that. They may be general shop also. But when we are saying still on trade means general shops. Those not are bar mainly, those are general shops where you can have these drinks. In a pan wala shop, in any other shops, you can have these drinks. And off trade in both the cases through intermediaries. That is, you will be selling to wholesalers or big retailers, then the wholesaler and retailers will be giving to the persons who will be selling to the consumers. For that reason, what I have written here, off-trade bulk sales to major retailers and wholesalers who supply to smaller retailers, packaged in individual bottles and cans up to 3 liters, 300 milliliter to 3 liters, and also own brand products of retailers that had 23% of trade value, and also own brand products of retailers that had 23% of trade value. What I am saying here, under on trade, 39 plus 21, 61 plus 1273. So balance is 23%. Sorry, 27% it should be. 39 plus 22, that is 61, plus 12, that is 73. 73% is cola, energy and fruit flavored carbonates. Then other mixers, lemonade and water are around 27%. So I am saying that %, of trade values, also own brand products of retailers that had 20, actually the English is not proper here. It should be saying like this, that under on trade, the cola, the carbonated flavored drinks and energy flavored drinks are around 73%, 72%, and others are, you can say 27%. Those others are what? Those others are lemonade, mixture, others. But they are carbonated drinks only. Please understand, they are not other drinks. They are carbonated only. Under carbonated drinks, we are saying that, as for example, we are saying that under carbonated drinks, cola, then you can say Limda, Miranda and all that, sparkling water and mixers. So mixers, water, we are selling very less. On trade, the maximum thing are cola, or you can say that carbonated energy drinks, flavored drinks, those are selling more. Their entire thing is carbonated only. But those things that water and mixers and all that are not so much sold on trade basis. They are sold less. That why this is given. When we want to, I mean to say segmentation of the market. When we think of on trade market for CSD, we will focus on these products because these products have more demand than the other products. So when we segment our CSD product, carbonated drink product, then in that case our focus will be on carbonated cola, flavored energy drinks or flavored carbonized drinks. That is our main importance because water and mixers are very less demanded. We are not saying that we will not be selling them, but our focus in on trade market under carbonated drinks are the first two categories. For that reason the pie chart is given. The purpose of giving the pie chart is which product is demanded in which market more. For that reason the information of pie chart is given. So I will say that here the language should be what? Because it looks like own branded products. There is no own branded. I mean to say all our own brand only. But the major portion is more and more carbonated one. On trade consumption is meant to be in the premises itself. Cafe, restaurant, bars facilitated with direct sales to the consumers. Consumption is in the form of can, bottle, syrup to be mixed with carbonated water which is used through that dispenser. Among the carbonated drinks on trade pie, cola, energy and fruit carbonated 73%. On off trade pie, cola, energy, fruit is 68%. Rest of the products are water, lemonade, mixers and others. In the still segment, pure juice, water, juice, drinks, quasses and dairy, 91% on trade and 100% off trade. What is that? 91% on trade, 100% off trade. By value of off trade are 49% carbonated and 51% is still. What is? Please understand here. We are saying that under still category, the juice, water and all that are around, you can say 90%. The others are 10%. But in off trade, these are only the things, squashes. Dairy and others off trade are not selling. In Norton, they are not demanded. The 100% demand is of juice, water and squashes. The others and dairy products are not demanded in case of still segment. So that is written that in still segment, juice, water, drinks, squashes, 91, in off trade 100%. By value, off trade are 49% CSD and 51% still. That is in off trade market, if we consider the total sale, 49% carbonated, 51% still. Mota moti half. On trade are 72% carbonated, 28% still. In the Northland, 12.3 billion total industry size, 8.2 billion off trade, 4.1 billion on trade. So if you consider the industry size, off trade industry size is larger than on trade. Volume on trade is just 10%. Please see that in value term, 8.2 off trade, 4.1 billion on trade. But in volume, in quantitative term, on trade is just 10%, 90% is off trade. So you can understand that in value term, when on trade is around 2:1, in value term it is 1/3, but in quantitative terms it is 10% only. So the price in on trade for the materials is very high. If you go in a restaurant, bar or anywhere, then the price of that thing which you can get in a general shop at a very lower price, in the restaurant or bar anywhere, it is at least 3 times, 4 times higher. So for that reason, it is saying that maybe the on-trade sale in value term is 1/3, but quantitatively it is only 10% of the total sale. So the margin is very high in on-trade sale in respect of whatever we are selling in on-trade market. The margin is very high. So if we want to grow our business, then we should think of more and more on-trade business, because off-trade business is giving less margin. Volume is there, but the margin is less. But in case of on-trade business, volume is less, margin is high. So we should try to incorporate, or we can say we should try to enter into relationship with more and more on-trade business. What we can do for development of our on-trade business? Can we go for, forward integration? We will be opening some of our restaurants, bars, something like that. Can we do like that? Whether we should be doing, whether it is justified, whether it falls in our cup of tea, whether for this reason we can go for mergers, or we will be going on our own. There can be question like this. Because since it is only 10% of quantity but giving you 2/3 of the total value, 1/3 of the total value, so the margin is very high. So if we can focus on this type of business more and more, the profitability and all that will be at a good level. You realize that when you have read the financials, then the sales volume has gone down, the gross profit has gone down, but we have been able to maintain our net income mota moti. So maybe the question of maintaining the net income is control of administration expenses, and maybe it is more and more on sales only. For that reason, the companies should focus on sales more than what it was earlier. Because when somebody is going in on sale, the government is charging huge taxes for carbonated drinks and all that, because the government wants to discourage. But even though the public who are going in restaurant, bars and all that, they are not concerned with those taxes and these things. So for that reason, there is less problem with the government also, and there is easy way to realize proper money in on-trade market. We are not saying that we will switch off selling in off-trade. That's already going on. But on-trade is a lucrative market where we can charge huge price, huge margin, and with the less volume also we will be able to generate huge profit. So the companies should think of expanding in the on-trade market, whether it is related with still or whether it is related with carbonated drinks, both. The companies should focus on that. That is, you can see that the more crux in this area, that on-trade sale and carbonated drinks, even though we are facing problem from government and all that, but they can give us huge margin, and selling them in restaurant and bar is not going to create problem in future also. Because the person who are going there, they need to be conscious about their health. We can say that ethically this is not good, but this is our business. And in that business, if we are selling, we are paying extra taxes to government, we can charge higher prices from the consumers. That is possible, that is allowed. The company is set up in 1890. It sells soft drinks at its initial products were refreshing tonics. It was listed in 1962, so more than 50 years, with majority stakeholders still being the original clan family. The majority shareholders are with the clan family. Have they given the percentage of ownership in the company? Who is holding what percentage of shares? Have they given? %, company shares, clan family. So 82% is outsider, but that detail is not given. Who are those 82%? Whether they are the financial institutional shareholders, how many are the retail investors, that is not given. Okay. The main carbonated brands are Fruit, that is the company's brand, Fruit, Fizz Carbonated and Fun. fruit, fizz and fun. Whereas in the still, the main brands are Clen, cordial, juicy, juice. So in case of carbonated, there are mainly 3, and in case of still, there are mainly 2. It also sells Clen spring water. Main competitor of fizz is Quench. They have given the detail of Quench. That is our competitor is Quench. Manufacturing process. Carbonated drinks are mainly water combined with other ingredients that make up the flavor, color and physical sensation of the product. Alongside preservation, the product adds sharpness or simulates salvia flow. Water must be absolute pure with fizz ensures by filtering and sterilization. So that is the technical terms they have used. When you prepare a carbonated drink, it includes mainly the water, some flavor is there, some color is there, some physical sensation is there, and then it is being preserved. Preservation are used to pour into the bottle, and the water should be very clear, very, 100% pure, then only the carbonated drinks can be manufactured. Concentrated syrup is cooked with a process which is then mixed with purified water, again use of water, sugar, artificial sweetener to create base drink. This carbon dioxide is added, and cordial has higher concentrated syrup and no C02. Cordial has no C02, it is not having fizz, but the syrup and these drinks have fizz. All carbonated drinks are made at a single factory with several product lines, canning facility and distribution centers. Juices are pressed by third parties, that is with the fruits the juice are pressed by third party and shipped to Northland where they reach either the major customers directly or to fizz distribution center. In current prices, it takes 0.35 to make a 330 million of fruit, and other sizes are 500, 1 liter, 2 liter as well as concentrated syrup in soda fountains. That is, you can see that whatever they have written, in short I have written what is their manufacturing process. It's basically use of water. The fruit things are being crushed by others and then it is distributed directly to our customers or it is distributed to our distribution center from where we will deliver. I think we should stop here because up till here we have to go through slightly through pre-seen material also. Then in that case we will be able to concentrate better, because what breakups they have given, even though some shortcut things are written, but we need to slightly go through with the pre-seen material also, so that we get better overview. Then we can go into organization chart. So I will just tell you that you go through with the 9 page, make up your summary and read E3, P3, F3. At the same time, whatever you think about 9 pages, make your note by typing on WordPad or a PPT, whatever you say. But that will help you to increase your speed. For coming 3 classes, there is no as such a specific homework. For coming 3 classes, the main thing is to read, to cover everything in the pre-seen material. Think that what can come, what are the important areas, and then we will be going into the questions. If you have anything to ask, any question in your mind, you can ask. Any question, any doubt, anybody? I will send there anyhow. No change. The syllabus will not change till 2019. The books are changing, maybe something which they have written earlier, some new paragraph is added, one eliminated, that is other thing. But there will not be any change in the syllabus till 2019. And when 2019 is going to come, in 2018 only they will take all the actions. So I will start saying after 1 year around that what will be the change in the syllabus from 20. But for the time being, nothing. Okay, so we will be meeting as per the schedule what we have decided, but 8:45 in place of 7:30, nothing else. There is no other change. Take care, good night, study hard, everybody.